Hey everyone! Last night I did a little painting reading, just out of the blue, when I was doing some cleaning, and then this was the other one that I had, but I thought, you know what, let's read some energy there. So if you're hopping on and you would like a message, just let me know. Just say me, please. And then the other thing that I have is I specifically went through my products and asked Spirit what to pull out based on, I guess, whoever's watching. And so I came up with a couple things. First thing that came up is blue calcite. It's super, super cold, flat on the bottom, which I really like. So if that's something you're interested in, just let me know. Calcite is very, very calming, really great for the imagination and creativity. So this full moon that we have coming up in Scorpio is definitely triggering more creativity for us, which is probably why I'm feeling like so good right now. And I had such a positive full moon reading. So the other product that I have is cedar wood. And so cedar wood's something I just started working with, and I typically burn herbs when I'm looking to clear energy, and I just kind of started learning more about psychic mediumship work, and cedar wood is something I started burning, and I was really, really attracted to it. And so I decided to make some hydrosols with my distiller and make sprays for people because the scent can be quite strong when you're burning things in the house. And especially if you have like a work environment that's scent free, things like that. This is something we can put on ourselves to clear and cleanse our energy. Okay, so that one is more for people who need, I feel like, again, more creativity. It's more of like an add-on for you to get to where you need to go. So if I didn't say already, it's 14. Okay. The other thing I have is an aromatherapy bracelet. It's lava beads, and so it's also funny because when and this one's just like a stretchy bracelet, so it fits most people. When I was, making things like this, I thought, oh, okay, it's just for aromatherapy. But then I started to realize that there are healing benefits from the actual lava bead. And so this is extremely grounding. So for someone who is really, really in like a stressful environment, again, a toxic relationship, that sort of thing, someone who might be struggling with like work-life balance, this is a really good one. It's just a plus factor that you can put essential oils on it. And by the way, guys, I am making essential oils when I'm making my products, like so I can add it into things, but it takes so much product in order to get like such a small amount of oil. So for instance, if I made like rose oil, it would probably be like over $200. So that's just like because it takes so many fresh organic roses. So again, it's very costly, but the oils that I use are super, super pure. Okay, and that's essentially what you want. Essentially, what kind of oil would you use on it? You can use any essential oil at all. So for instance, I have a cedar wood spray, but I also made a cedar wood oil with that. So it just depends on the person, right? Then I have peppermint oil as well. This is 15, so this is something you can put on topically. Again, this is stuff I pulled out for the people that are going to be watching. And this is about, as I was just talking about, heaviness, toxic relationships. Could be a past toxic relationship you're still healing from. Peppermint is, again, very, very important for grounding. And so there's someone watching that's significant too. I've been healing my gut issues, and I can't tell you how much better I'm feeling from having such severe dietary issues to being able to like have no fear or worry or negative feelings anymore. So it's pretty powerful stuff. And again, I do healing on all of these things specifically for your energy. I give you a little letter with it. Yeah, I agree, Valerie. So, and then I also have a small amethyst stone. again, very cold. So when things are cold, it means that when we get overwhelmed or stressed easily, or we're just sensitive and we feel everything really deeply, this is an amazing crystal as well. So yeah, I could go really into depth with the amethyst. In terms of my rollers, these are the ones I was being drawn to. Once again, peppermint green, adventurine. So again, when we work with more green energy, typically it's heart, new beginnings, finances, health, things like that, as we were just kind of talking about as our theme. So this again is a blend only through a roller, and so these are 16 with the crystals in them. So I like the ones with the crystals preferably. When I'm making this stuff, I think it's so cool. Like, I get obsessed with my own products, which is kind of how you want to be. And then I have a rose quartz rosemary. I'm actually going to be making distilling some rosemary and lavender this evening. So if you would like any sprays related to that or oils, let me know. But rose quartz rosemary, I'm just getting a lot of feminine energy from that. Again, rosemary is great for health, but rose quartz is really great, again, for that heart, relationships, healing, that sort of thing, because there might be somebody watching that is still healing some past wounds, okay? So this is like priority too. Good stuff here. And then I have a roller. Oddly enough, it's a rose roller, and so it doesn't have any crystals in it. And again, rose is a very, very, very high vibrational. It's not an herb, but it's a floral essence, and it's typically representing the energy of love when we work with red roses. So again, our theme, right? It's being able to, I think, take control of our own energy, right? So that's super important to be able to do, as I was just saying with all these dietary issues, and then to be able to be in control of that again. Like, you can't put money on that stuff. And I'm learning that when I'm working with like other entrepreneurs and things, when we talk about how much things cost. And this makes more sense to me now too, because I've invested so much money in so many things. And the further I go, the more money I invest. And I realize, oh my God, you can't put money on your health. Like, you just can't. Or these learning experiences. So when we start to think about money, and we analyze that, it's not fun. And I've been there too. That's another kind of breakthrough I've had, right? So again, a lot of it is just emotional. Digestion. So no coincidence that popped up, kind of like what we were talking about earlier with the cedarwood and the others. So black pepper is, for me, I've always used black pepper for confidence. I also have black pepper that I need to put in some bottles. That black pepper I didn't use in the distiller, but it sits for like minimum 30 days. So it's interesting what the journey is with some of these products, right? How much love and time and energy goes into them. So yeah, black pepper I've used for confidence, but I wrote digestion down on this one because it's really, really great for discomfort. And I'm kind of getting the energy of confusion as well. So when we can ease some of the sickness that we feel and that emotional, I guess, toxic energy, abuse, whatever has happened to you. When we have digestive issues, often it is, and this is not like I'm coming from like a medical person, so I know I have to be mindful of what I say, and how I label things, but from my own experience having digestive health issues, a lot of it was me being a very sensitive person and absorbing a lot of emotional and toxic energy and absorbing that and feeling it into my stomach, okay? So that's all I'm going to say about that because there's a lot to it, all right? We have yellow citron talking about money. Hi, Zena. you popped on at the right time, I guess. I'm just going to take a sip of my drink here. If you'd like a message in the painting, absolutely. Are all of those for me? LOL. I can recommend specifically for you in just one sec, but in general, these were all the ones that I was being told to pull out for this specific video for whoever is watching. But yellow citron is really great for attracting joy, happiness, abundance, finances, things like that. And one thing with crystals I find is like we work with crystals, I find, until you almost like master something, and then you almost feel like you can move on to another type of crystal. So that's kind of what I do. I do the same thing with essential oils, or I just go through different stages, right? So one thing, like I did a private yoga session yesterday, and we set an intention for her at the beginning. And so if you'd like a yoga session privately, absolutely, you can come over. We can set up an appointment. It's really, really cool to have somebody be able, I think, to do that with you, just you all by yourself, with a combination of healing, if that's something you want. But with her intention was happiness. And that's something I've been working on as well. And I'm finding that who wouldn't want happiness? It's a really, really, really important one. So our health and our happiness and our money, it all kind of starts to come together as a oneness, right? So citron's a really great one. You can put it in your bra, you can put it in your pocket, and just almost remind yourself that you have that. But you almost, again, you don't have to remind yourself because it's there, right? The only other thing too is if you own selenite, when you're working with these smaller crystals, they're probably going to get hot quickly. So just make sure you're cleansing your stones, okay? And on my YouTube, I have an entire video talking about that stuff. Hi, Jessica. And then we have rose and sage spray. So this one is 18. So we were already kind of talking about the energy of rose and love, but then we combined it with sage that I also made in my distiller. And so it's nice and pure. And sage is really, really perfect for, again, negativity, toxic energies. So this is a nice blend. And someone asked me why I blended them. And it was just more for balance because we have the high vibration and then we have like the cleansing. So we want to be able to get rid of negative energy and uplift our energy. So why not do both? And you don't see this very often, so that was another reason why I did it. But now I have rose by itself, and I'm going to have sage by itself probably tomorrow. Actually, I do have one that I'm in the middle of making, but I'm doing an entire batch. Cool. So yeah, I'm picking up some heavy energy right away. So yeah. If I would recommend going back to this stuff. I also put in my information about this reading that I'm doing right now. I put my Robin's Healing Herbs connection there. So if you want to like that page or go on there, I'll be start doing some videos on there. So people that aren't on here specifically want to know if they want to know about stuff. So Valerie says, what about me? So right away, so we already talked about black pepper, okay? So these are 13. Rose and sage, another good one for you. Citron, okay. Cedar wood, I'm getting times a million, okay. Specifically, this size I feel like is good. And then I'm getting this rosemary, rose quartz is, again, that's 16. I just like rosemary is really, really, really powerful. Yeah. And I'm also getting that this blue calcite is a good one for you. This has been really popular, I found. I have another large one as well. But yeah, this specifically one is really nice. But again, we were kind of talking about creativity with this full moon. So again, I'm pulling up stuff based on like general energy for where kind of everybody is right now. As I was saying, the full moon is about bringing that out. So those are the specific ones for you. And again, if anybody else wants to know what might be great for them, Can I get a message in the painting? Yes, I'd love to hear a message from this painting. It is stunning. Oh, thank you. So it's kind of inspiring me to just get out my paintbrush. I have a really busy day and night. Everything's like back to back. But, so I'll be up again late tonight, but my goal is next week. I'm going to start getting out my paintbrush and probably start doing some of these. So we're starting with Valerie. Okay. So right away I go straight into this, and it's funny. It's so cool how we can look at things from different perspectives if you flip it, because I've always seen a turkey in this, but for myself anyway, and I always associate kind of birds with being supported, right? That the universe has your back, that sort of thing. So that's where like the citron, the discussion with the citron kind of comes in, is it's like, when you have this stone, you don't even have to remind yourself that you have the stone, because the stone is kind of taking care of you. Just like my friend yesterday with the intention setting, right? When we decide this is what's going to happen, it does. It's a mindset, and it's having a really strong mindset. So that right away, this is telling me that you have a very powerful mind, and that can go in different directions, right? We can be too strong. We can be too stubborn. We can be too ambitious. And that came up in my friend's yoga session yesterday. Said we have the panda bears. When we're doing yin and we're just learning to ground, you don't need to go and start touching your toes. That completely defeats the purpose and the process of life, of breath, in and out. Take your time, right? And that's been a theme for myself as I've been sharing. Like, okay, stop, take a sip, slow down. So if I had a healing session with you, I already know like there'd be quite a few different things coming up there for you. But I mean, I think art is really nice for you because it's something different, right? So yeah, that guy would be amazing for you, okay? Blue calcite if you want to look it up. Okay, Jessica. It says one person's watching, but Jessica... So Jessica, are you... Okay. It says that you're watching. I don't know. Let me know if you're still there, okay? Okay. So I'm getting kind of like to go here. And there's something just emotionally that I'm feeling that might be stuck in your chest, okay? Not to freak you out. When I say stuck in your chest, sometimes it's just like a heaviness, right, that we feel. Okay, I'm here, awesome. And what I see, oddly enough, is someone who's in the water, which represents emotions. And there's just like, it almost makes me think of myself with the border and how, okay, my family's over in Nova Scotia, here I am in New Brunswick, I have a friend going home that lives out west that I would like to see. So it's kind of like this barrier. But if you want to look up an animal symbolism, or like a spirit animal for you right now, it would be the bear. And for some reason, I'm getting a cherry blossom energy for you. So I would look up the flower, or just look up the symbolism of a cherry blossom, okay? Because I feel like this person wants to have more fun. And anyway, one of my videos that I did yesterday over Instagram, or regardless, if it's not on YouTube, usually Instagram, or sometimes here, I don't always share it on YouTube, but regardless, on some of my platforms, if you go back and watch some of my videos, you'll probably get some clearing and downloads that for free around what's going on here, okay? So scroll through some of my playlists if you aren't getting a session with me, and I think that you'll start to feel a shift of some sort. But again, very similar energy here. We're all working on our mindset right now, okay? And I'm just getting something related about children in here. In my Akashic Records certification program that I'm teaching right now, we're working on the inner child as well. So there, you have so much stuff happening, but it feels more internal, okay? So yeah, if you book a session with me, it's $75 for 35 minutes, or you can pay $111 for 1 hour. It's just up to you, but for you, I think you'd be good with the 35 minutes. And I just feel like pulling it out a bit more here. I feel like just as a general theme for people, I'm feeling really drawn to this, almost being like that there's an energy of saying that we're safe, that we're good. So maybe an affirmation of I am safe, I am comforted, I am being held and protected, right? So we're talking about all that universal energy. Anyway, so that's what's coming through, guys. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Really appreciate it. Looking to grow that. And I do some yoga on there, typically on my lives. Around new moons, I do free meditations and healing, so you can get lots of stuff there. So when I have sometimes people saying that they can't afford things, there's so many free things that I offer. So it's like there's enough for like a year's worth on there. So definitely take some time and maybe listen to some of that stuff. Especially under talks. I have like how to feel, like maybe I probably have like how to ground, how to feel. I might have something around abundance, and if I don't, maybe that's what I'll do a talk on. Okay, I might even do a little talk on digestion too, as that is something that I've really cleared over the last 10 years. And my coach said, "Are you telling people this on your daily lives?" And I'm like, "No." And then she's like, kind of like, "Well, you'd think that would be like a success story that you're sharing." So yeah, it's one of those things I feel like if you spend the time on my YouTube and listening to my talks, that's more like someone who wants to listen versus someone who doesn't really care about my story, right? So that's coming up too, is just really make sure that you're expressing yourself the way that your heart wants you to, okay? Also seeing something really cool in here. I see a face. This looks like an eye and a nose. Again, feels very emotional. Some people just need more fantasy and imagination, okay? So take care. Have an awesome day. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you did. Bye.